another characteristics of the sound wave is the frequency of a sound. So students, this is the very important part of the sound. Okay, so listen this topic very carefully, because frequency is just not related to the sound, it is also related to another kind of waves also. Okay, so what is frequency? So first of all, let me tell you the definition thing here is the number of oscillation made in 1 second. As I have told you that in the sound part, here the vibrations are here, but the time period and frequency, both are different things. Okay, first of all, this should be clarified. Okay, now what was the time period? It was starting from here and going there and going there and this. So now the vibration, one oscillation is being completed here, one oscillation, and that one oscillation is done in certain time, that is the time period. Okay, and I have told you already, if you remember, that the time here is in the fraction of seconds. It is in the part of fraction of seconds. मतलब second से भी बहुत कम है. Okay, so we can see here from that part that 1 second will be get when we add up all these vibrations together. Like this vibration is in the part of like 0.5 second. So this together, these two vibration will together now making the 1 second. So 0.5 is 1 second. Okay, now here in this example, I have just told you the 0.5 value. It is much more smaller than that. Even 0.1, if we say that 0.1 is the time period, that means this vibration get complete one oscillation in 0.1 second. So for making it 1 second, will require 10 such waves, right? So then it will become 1. So here, how many waves are required? Number 10. So this number 10 is actually what? The frequency we are talking. Okay, so number of oscillations required in 1 second, that has been made in 1 second, is the frequency of the sound. One more example, if I say the practical based example, let's suppose your teacher is standing in front of your classroom door and she is saying that now the number of students will make a queue and they will pass from this door. Okay, let's suppose in 1 second only 5 students get out in from the door. Okay, if they are running very fast. So now the frequency there will be 5. Okay, this is the only number. Okay, there is no SI unit up till that. Okay, but after who is the founder of this frequency is the scientist Hertz. So on that we have put the SI unit of frequency also Hertz. Okay, so here is the frequency part and the SI unit of it is Hertz, but it's just a number. Like if somebody asks you what is frequency, is it certain like physical quantity? No, it is not any physical quantity, it is just a number. But number kiska hai? Number of the oscillation in 1 second is the frequency, and the SI unit for it is Hertz because it is found by him only. Okay, so keep remember this thing. Now students, example, voice of baby is high pitch. High pitch is written here, not the loudness. Earlier in case of loudness, I have told you the sound of the baby has a soft voice. It is soft. Soft means the loudness is कम. Loudness बहुत थोड़ी है, ज़्यादा चिल्ला के नहीं बोल रहा है. But here the word pitch is denoting the, जैसे कि voice जो है बहुत तीखी है, harsh है, कैसी है. So the voice of the baby and the woman are like very shrill sound, like this shrill sound it is having, जो तीखी आवाज होती है. So we are having that voice, but men's are generally not having such voice. They are having a medium low, that is dull sound we can say. They are not having a high frequency sound. So we have seen that voice of the baby is of high pitch, but baby when it is grown up man, it gets low pitch then. ओके तो उनकी आवाज थोड़ी भारी सी हो जाती है, तो तीखी आवाज नहीं होती है. दैट इज व्हाई वी कैन डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन द मैन वॉइस एंड द वुमन वॉइस, right? So because of the frequency they are having distinguished voice. Okay, so here are certain examples of the graph that the dull sound is represented like this and the shrill sound is represented like this. Okay, so shrill sound is like the voice here get a harsh, like shrillness is there, tikhapan hoga. Okay, how? As you can see the number of vibrations here. Okay, like if I am drawing here, let's suppose here we are going to end the 1 second time. Okay, this is the place where 1 second ends because this axis, x-axis, we are taking as the time. Okay, so now here the number of oscillations in this is like this, and in case of the dull sound, again 1 second will be end here. Now in case of dull sound, we are having sound like this. So only 2 waves are passing through the time in 1 second in this condition, and here we can see that number of oscillations are more. So more oscillations are giving you more frequency. Okay, and here less frequency. Okay, so this is the difference between the shrill sound and the dull sound. Okay students, so relationship between the time period and the frequency, now let us discuss that also. It is time period is equals to 1 by frequency. Now let me explain this thing. I know this is very confusing thing, but as I have told you, what was time period? Time period is the one oscillation get over in a time that is known as time period. So one oscillation get overs here. Okay, so the number of oscillations together, so we can write like this: the number of oscillations we required and the multiplied by the time that one oscillation get complete, that is the time period. Okay, so time period and the number of oscillation required will gives you 1 second, because we have to make 1 second here. Okay, what we need? We need 1 second here. For that, time period for one wave and the number of oscillations required to make 1 second. Okay, now here I have told you number of oscillations here is known as the frequency. So we can say that frequency multiplied by time period is equals to 1 second. That is how this time period, if we left this time period here alone, so this will be is equals to 1 upon frequency. Okay, and frequency is denoted by this symbol. Okay, so this is the practical example and the practical thing I have talked about the frequency, and we related how frequency is related with the time period. So whenever you are getting a question like you are need to find the time frequency, so you just know what is the time period. So if let's suppose the time period is 0.1 second, okay, that means the oscillation get completes in this second, 0.1 second. Okay, now if I want to find the frequency, so you know that time period is equals to 1 upon frequency, and if we cross multiply it, like it will come here and it will come here. Okay, we can do that now, reverse things. In mathematics, I think you have learned that. So this frequency is equals to 1 upon t. So frequency is equals to 1 upon 0.1. So it will get decimal value to the upside 10, and now it will given you the 10 second. Okay, so frequency will be 10, sorry, not second, 10 only. Okay, 10 hertz. So this is how you can find the frequency thing. Second is for the time period. Okay, so right here hertz. Frequency is just a number, I know, but as you have read about the hertz now, you just need to put there. If you are not putting hertz here like this, so you will not get half of the marks. Marks will be get deducted because it is now just a number. Yeah, we know that it we required is just a number, but also hertz should be mentioned so that we will recognize that the value we have provided here is a frequency only.